country!
Marry me.
Hello, and welcome to South Africa. This country consisting of 3 capitals, Cape Town, Bloemfontein, and Pretoria. There being many other regions to explore. When talking about a country, it would be good to start with their history. Our journey begins post-Anglo-Boer Wars. The Union of South Africa emerged in 1910, uniting colonies into an independent nation, with the 1913's Native Act enforcing racial segregation, reserving a mere 8% of land for black occupancy. This discriminatory policy, alongside others, upheld racial inequality for almost a century. But a pivotal moment arrived October 5th, 1960, marking the end of Union as South Africa chose to become a republic, leaving the British Commonwealth. Politically, the Republic of South Africa is a democratic republic, where the President of South Africa serves as both head of state and head of government. The President is elected by a National Assembly. The President's term is 5 years, and they are limited to 2 terms in office. South Africa has a variety of languages, but 11 official languages, those consisting of Afrikaans, English, Mbidil, Venda, Tswana, Pedi, Sotho, the South African Sign Language, Swazi, Tsonga, and Xhosa. With South Africa's climate ranging from mild in the south to tropical in the northeast. With much sunshine, the country experiences hot summers and mild winters. Factors such as altitude, distance from the ocean, and prevailing winds contribute to the varied temperatures and weather conditions. South African currency is the rand. Introduced in February 1961, the exchange rate is 0.072 Canadian dollars for 1 rand. Any amount of money would do if you plan to visit. The tourist sites that Africa has to offer are Table Mountain, which stands tall as the symbol of Cape Town, with breathtaking views. Kruger National Park, Africa's premier wildlife reserve, unveils lions, leopards, rhinos, elephants, and African buffalo in their natural habitat. With the infamous Robben Island being the place that Nelson Mandela was jailed, the vibrant VA waterfront offers a lively mix of dining and entertainment to lift your spirits. Famous people from South Africa consist of Nelson Mandela, a symbol of resistance to oppression, who emerged as the first black president in 1994. Also there being Desmond Tutu, a rights activist, and Charlize Theron, an Academy Award-winning actress famous mostly for Mad Max. I love that movie. Beyond the historical and political facts about South Africa, there are some fun facts. The Cape Floristic region, one of the world's 6 floral kingdoms, showcases a lot of biodiversity. In 1967, Dr. Christian Barnard performed the world's first successful heart transplant in Cape Town, with there also being the cradle of mankind that unravels the mysteries of human evolution through rich fossil finding. South Africa's essential crops consisting of maize/corn, a staple food, citrus fruits, which predominantly thrive in the Western Cape, Eastern Cape, and Limpopo, wheat, which is essential for food production, with its roots being in the Western Cape, Northern Cape, and the Free State. Also, the nation's wine industry, which obviously revolves around grape production. With livestock being a cornerstone of South Africa's agriculture, it is diverse, with cattle bringing in mostly beef and dairy to the country's industries. Sheep are prominent for wool and meat, while poultry obviously provides chickens and eggs, forming a vital part of the country's agricultural landscape. And lastly, goats, being adaptive and versatile, contribute to both meat and milk production. More on the South African diet, staple crops play a pivotal role. Wheat, a cornerstone in bread production, is a vital source of carbohydrates. Rice is versatile and widely consumed, and it adds diversity into the nation's dietary landscape. African countries are known for their spices, with South Africa's typical ones being peri peri, a fiery sauce with African bird's eye chili peppers, Durban curry powder with obvious Indian influences, and Cape Malay curry powder with Malaysian origins. Other common things you might taste in South African dishes would be spices like turmeric and coriander, and indigenous additions like marula fruit and sour fig. And of course, common in every country, garlic, ginger, onions, and a variety of other herbs to enhance the flavor. The preparation methods in South African cuisine are as diverse as everything else. Boiling, stewing, grilling over open flames, and pit roasting in hot sand being traditional techniques for a South African dish. If I were to make a family day menu for a South African family, the starters will consist of venkoek and bunny chow, with the main courses being Cape Malay curry, braid spiced T-bone steak, spiced tripe cherry, layered chicken biryani, mulva pudding, that was delicious, and peppermint crisp tart. Since all this food talk made me hungry, let's move to national South African dishes, such as bitong, a dried and cured meat snack, broilwors, a traditional sausage enjoyed during brass, a holiday, boboti, a spiced minced meat dish, and, of course, my favorite, mulva pudding, a sweet and sticky sponge pudding. Speaking of festivals, South African festivals are a delight. The Street Food Festival showcases local and international delicacies, with a taste of Cape Town literally being what the name is, and bringing together top chefs and local producers for taste testing. And Shishayama Yama Yama festivals celebrating the rich tradition of open flame cooking. Although South Africa hasn't made a big impact food-wise for Canada, the use of exotic spices, grilling techniques, and incorporation of diverse flavors are subtly making their way into Canadian kitchens. Obviously, my pick for the best dish from South Africa would be malva pudding. One, because it's the only one I've tried, and the only reason it catching my attention in general was because I'm a sweet tooth. Love sweet stuff. The practice of communal eating being very deeply ingrained in South African culture, because when families often gather to share meals, it strengthens bonds. With seating arrangements also being an important part of South African food culture, because during meals, guests are often served first, reflecting a tradition of hospitality, and then followed by would be the oldest male, remaining men, children, and lastly, women. Special eating utensils in South Africa include traditional items like wooden spoons, bone handle spoons, and unique utensils made from natural materials, such as bespoke, horn, and bone. Dining etiquette really depends on what region of South Africa that person is from, with urban South Africans eating using utensils and rural South Africans may eat in a more traditional way with a wooden spoon or just no utensils at all. But fun fact, when dining in a private home of a Muslim South African, it's more specified, such as using the right hand only to eat. In South Africa, various religions have special practices connected to meals. For example, Christian South Africans have a typical holiday menu that includes dishes like rock lobster tail and seasoned lamb. It is also culturally appropriate to take a gift when invited to dine at a home of a South African or share braai with them. Additionally, during the Muslim holiday Ramadan or Eid, friends and family gather to enjoy dinner, which might include rice and dates, with food being used to celebrate and mourn, and welcome guests across various cultures and religion in South Africa. Meal preparation in South Africa is often a shared responsibility, with both men and women contributing to various stages of cooking. Moving on to cooking to the food guide, South Africa's food guide advocates for a balanced and nutritious diet. This food guide specifically emphasizing 7 essential food groups: grain, fruits, vegetables, meat, dairy, fats, and oils are represented. The food guide is organized with visual representations of the 7 food groups, encouraging regular consumption for overall health and well-being. After learning about South Africa myself, it is obvious that it is the top destination due to its diverse offerings. From its wildlife to its history, from the stunning beauty of Cape Town and the wild viewing of Kruger National Park, this country holds a lot of experiences. Whether you're interested in urban life, natural landscapes, or rich heritage, South Africa has something for everyone, making it an ideal choice for a memorable travel experience. And to end off this video, I would like to showcase what I think a perfect South African meal would be. Thank you and enjoy.